starting. I'm going to assume we've started. Have we started? Hi, yes. If
Hello.
you're just now joining us, hello, hi. We were just talking about the difference between Flowers for Algernon and Flowers in the Attic.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of differences, but you'll have to listen to the pod for that conversation. Hi, my name is Dylan Garcia.
And I'm Kirk Van Sickle.
And welcome to Straight People Movies. It's a podcast. Woohoo! Yeah. It's a podcast where we two gays, we get together every week and we watch a movie made for straight people. And we ask the ever-loving question, why?
Just why?
Why?
Like, honestly, I don't have it in me anymore, Dylan. I swear to God.
I don't have it either.
You know what? It's Pride Month. Someone answer the question.
Someone fucking answer the question. I need to go calm down. I'm going to listen to some Annie Lennox. What song? Why?
Why?
That's the one.
I still haven't listened to it. You mentioned it like in another time.
That was like 10 episodes ago that I did that bit.
Okay.
It's a very good song. It's a good karaoke song. Okay. Can I get a what for why by Annie Lennox in the chat? Thank you. Yeah. So what movie are you watching this week?
Yeah, so we decided to do something a little different for this episode since it's live. And we're doing our first ever animated children's movie.
Yes. So like in the past, we've done movies like we did Social Network last week.
Yes.
We did Wayne's World, very straight.
Very straight.
We've done The Great Gatsby. Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
Our first episode ever was on Drive, Princess Bride. Classic straight people movies.
And we famously said in like our second episode that all animated movies are gay, but we were wrong.
We were wrong.
We were absolutely wrong, and we admit that.
We're sorry. We've been right about everything else.
Yeah, everything else is correct.
Including my love for American Hustle. That's correct. It's valid, and it's seen. But we were wrong. We forgot that there's one of the most all-time great, straight animated movies. It is having a 20th anniversary this year. And what movie is that, Kirk?
Baby, today we're talking about Shrek.
Talked about Shrek, baby.
We're talking about fucking Shrek today. You know what? It's time. It's time for a rephrasal. I know all of you love this fucking movie.
We know you love Shrek.
And I'm sorry in advance.
Yeah, because Mama, Shrek's not good. Shrek sucks.
Mama, it's not bad. It's just
fine.
Aged weirdly.
It's aged weirdly. I think it looks like shit.
Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, I think an article came out where someone like slammed Shrek. And I don't think we're going to go as far as that. Are we?
No.
Is that what we're doing? Maybe.
No, we'll give him a little flick on the forehead or two.
But one of the things he said was like, he's like, the movie looks like shit. And I was like, I never really thought about it, but he's totally right. And then watching it this recent time, I was like, damn, like this movie really looks like a nightmarish, like Adult Swim skit.
Yeah, it looks like Xavier Renegade Angel. Y'all remember that show? Can I get a what chat for Xavier Renegade Angel?
It wouldn't be SPM without Dylan making random weird references to things
exactly.
I've never heard of.
Until we haven't talked about TikToks yet. We'll get to there.
Like we know anything about TikTok.
Like we're very old.
We're 30.
We're both 30.
Which is in gay world, like we no longer are living and will reform at 40.
Yeah, we are both, and we're both behind the candelabras.
Yeah, absolutely. That's us.
But before we get started, do you want to give the nice people of the world a little wrap up? Not a wrap up. Bye. What's the plot of Shrek? Yeah.
So in case you've never seen Shrek. Let me give you or maybe it's just been a minute, like it had been for me. Here's a little refresher. It's a 2001 animated film starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and John Lithgow. And it's about a grumpy ogre and a talkative donkey who rescue a princess named Fiona and bring her back to the kingdom to marry Lord Farquaad. And there's lots of farts and lots of references to things.
Lots of them. Mm-hmm. That's Shrek.
And that's Shrek.
I remember whenever I started, I was like, I forgot to open with like the fairy tale, like once upon a time, there was a princess, whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm in. And then it immediately started fucking Smash Mouth. And then immediately it was like Shrek farting into some poop. And I was like, oh God.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And I think we've talked about it before, but it's really incredible how in the early 2000s, there was such a thing for like poop humor in movies. And people were just like, okay with that. Like they were like, this is high comedy.
Yeah, we love farts and poop.
Like I remember growing up and my parents like thinking that shit was fucking hilarious. Like
it's so fucking gross.
Boomers out there, like what the fuck?
Yeah, it ended with Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah, Slumdog Millionaire was like the peak of poop, and then poop got artsy, and then we're like, okay, we're done with poop.
Like he's swimming in the poop. That's the end of that.
Yeah, to like Underworld or whatever the fuck.
Slumdog Millionaire is a prequel to Underworld.
Oh no, I meant Underworld, the techno band from the 90s.
Oh yeah, of course. I love it. No, yeah, Shrek is just like, girl, mama, Barbara. It's a lot of a movie. Whenever it's not trying to be like on, like I think it has a good connection to like improv. This is an improv theater ColdTowne was and forever will always be. But it's like whenever the movie's not trying to be funny, it's funny.
I agree. I actually think the movie really shines more when it's really clever about fairy tale references.
Yes.
Like, and bringing fairy tales into like modern aesthetics. So like a good example of that would be like the gingerbread man scene.
My favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I laughed my fucking ass off. And also I literally stopped the movie. I was laughing so hard at the part when they were talking to like the mirror and he was like, you're going to talk. And the mirror was like, no, I'm not. And then literally a guard put up a hand mirror and punched it.
Perfect joke.
Like that is good.
That's a fucking good joke.
Actually didn't really, I feel like I don't remember the movies correctly because I feel like I get Shrek 2 and Shrek 1 like mixed up in my brain. So I was like, oh, Shrek 2 doesn't have like the whole like far, far away. I was like, oh yeah, like this is a different movie. And I feel like Shrek 2 has more fairy tale references in it than this one. Because
the villain's the fairy godmother.
Right. And it's iconic and amazing and everything. Yes. And she's like
one of the all-time great Tumblr posts of she lived, she served cunt, and she died.
Truly. Fairy godmother is the original OG cunt bitch.
Love that bitch. Iconic.
But yeah, I think that Shrek, like the fairy tale references are great, but most of the movie is made up with so many, it's like poop jokes, the Eddie Murphy talking, which honestly most of the time is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. He's funny. He's a funny man.
Anything he says is funny.
And then the romance, which actually takes up a good chunk of the movie. It's like more about like loving yourself.
I think the funniest part, and it's definitely not supposed to be funny, and it's 100% played seriously, but truly the funniest part of the fucking movie is they play the entirety of Hallelujah.
Right. And it's like John Cale's version of it. It's like, what the fuck?
And it's totally played straight for drama. And it's just like, this is a movie about an ogre who farts.
Well, right. And it's like, it's a really low point in the movie because it really showcases like the visual aspect, which is like, honestly, I know maybe a lot of people listening to this right now are like, fuck y'all, Shrek is amazing. But like, sure, it's funny. I'll give you that it's funny. But like, just watch it again. It looks horrible.
It looks awful.
It looks unfinished. It looks like a demo for a bad video game from 1964.
Well, the thing is that it's like it's like you liked it when you were 10. Like I saw it whenever I was 10. Yeah, I was a child when this came out. I'm not that fucking old. But it's like, I haven't watched it since. And like, as a kid, I like had that shit memorized. I fucking would watch the bonus features. I loved that DVD. It was incredible. And then like watching it now, I'm like, it's okay. People, I think they have a hard time of like accepting that things they watched when they were kids are bad. But it's not that they are bad. Most of the things you watch when you're a kid are bad, but it's like you taste is better because you know the world.
You're onto something, Dylan. I think that if there's one criticism about movie going in millennial culture that I've noticed is like, I feel like other generations, like they let go of childish things. Whatever that fucking quote is. You know that quote, right? It's like they like grow up and they're like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to be like spending my time watching The Fox and the Hound again, you know? Because like I got other things to do. But I feel like our generation is so obsessed with like kids movies and like keeping kids movies alive, and they still go see kids movies. Well, it's like, that's why Disney gays are a thing.
Oh, Disney gays, Hague. The thing is that it's like, not only do people want to like keep shit from their childhood and they're like, yes, this is amazing. Yes. But there's a point where like you have to like, liking Shrek doesn't hit the same anymore. So you have to find something a little darker. I like Titan AE. And it's like, oh, Titan AE is good, but what about We're Back?
Oh, right. No, you have to use your discernment, honey. Yeah. Like you've got to, and here's the thing, it's okay if you love Shrek, but like you can recognize that it's like, it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes back to like, it's okay to like things that are like just because you like it doesn't mean it's great.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Look, and it's like, let it go. It's okay.
Let it go. It's
and
fine.
I honestly, like, I think everyone should rewatch Shrek because, I mean, it is a nostalgic experience for sure.
Yes.
And I enjoyed watching it. But at the same time, it's like, oh my God, like the design on the human beings in the movie is like truly
atrocious.
It's like atrocious. It's actually like offensive on the eyes.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it's like, it does come at this really interesting point in animated film because so like you had the end of the 90s, which is like, that's kind of Disney's flop era. That's their Treasure Planets. That's their like, I mean, Hercules wasn't a flop.
Flopped too, right?
Emperor's New Groove. Oh, fuck. Emperor's New Groove. Watch that recently.
That is a good, now that.
And that's because it uses 2D animation.
We like
yes.
It, so
yeah, exactly. It's gay because we like it. But it's great. But the thing also, represent Peru. I love, my grandmother's Peruvian, all that good shit. Peru, cool country. They just elected a socialist president.
Yes, Peru.
Yes, mama. Viva.
We're gay and also socialists.
Exactly. So. Yeah, if you haven't listened before. But so you have this thing where it's like Disney's kind of in a flop era. They're kind of falling apart. And then DreamWorks comes up, and this is the first movie, and it's like it is the opposite of Disney. It's not earnest at all. Like there is some earnestness into it, but it's like irreverent. It's about poop. It's farts. It's making references. There's a heavy use of pop music in it.
There's sexual references, and also it makes fun of directly many Disney classics.
Yes. And I think that was why it was so praised when it came out, is that it's just like it's such a pivot point in animation. And then DreamWorks becomes this sort of mainstay of like local cartoons, to be honest.
Well, we've talked about it a couple of times, but I feel like in the early 2000s there was this weird like shift in culture where I feel like things were like kind of like faggy in the 90s, like even like big blockbuster movies or like animated movies like had like a fagginess to them. I'm talking about like your First Wives clubs. I'm talking about your Matrix.
Batman and Robins. Your Matrix.
Yeah, your Batmans and Robins. Like, and I feel like things were getting very flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in the early 2000s, it's like DreamWorks went, no, stop it, Disney.
It was this, and then it was also back. It was this, and then Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory. And
Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory and Shrek made America
and 9/11.
And 9/11.
And then honestly, we tried to take it back.
There's an argument to be had, but are we ready for that conversation yet?
I think so.
We are. But anyway, I agree. I think that there's something weird that went on in animation around the time Disney was flopping. There was room for success, and Shrek filled that void. And I think it's like Disney movies were very for children, right? Like I know that Disney gave whatever, but like what I mean is they're made for kids. Like they're not for adults. Okay. Shrek is kind of the first animated specifically family movie that really bridged the gap, I think.
It does that thing that I really hate where it's like, what movie for kids has a joke for adults? Where it's like,
and it got so out of control after Shrek, because like Shrek, it's like whatever, like give me the poop, give me the sex jokes, whatever, I don't care. But like Shark Tale, bitch.
Martin Scorsese is in that movie, mama.
See, it's like things like that truly make the 2000s the greatest decade of all time, because it's like it's the most postmodern decade.
No one cares about anything. Put Martin Scorsese in a Shark Tale.
Put Martin Scorsese in the Shark Tale. Why not?
Have Christina Aguilera cover Car Wash.
For no reason.
No reason. That movie's about the ocean. They don't have cars.
They wore the 2000s look like a jellyfish head.
Yep.
I mean, that's
camp.
That's camp. That's good.
That's camp.
But I guess, the anti-Disney sentiment was there, and I think Shrek filled the void. And honestly, I think that's why Pixar had to really up the ante. Like, it's like they doubled down on the eagerness, they doubled down on the sincerity, and that's how we got our Finding Nemos and our Wallies and our Ups, because they had to fight like what DreamWorks was doing.
Yeah, they had to fight like Ice Age, they had to fight like I don't know, Megamind, which I may make you do this episode when we run out of movies to talk about Megamind, because that's like a stealth like Reddit movie is Megamind.
I don't even know what the words are coming out of your mouth right now.
It's a like 2008 animation movie. It's bad. But then I think there's been a recent pivot where it's like it kind of happened again with Trolls. I feel like Trolls is like the big new movie for kids.
It's continued. Yeah. Like, even if it's not DreamWorks, I don't really know which companies are like doing these films now, but I feel like Shrek's legacy is still felt to this day.
Yeah.
Like, the kind of dumb, irreverent, potty humor, adult jokes, bad animation, celebrity voices. I mean, celebrities were always kind of doing voices, but I don't feel like that was like a selling factor before.
Yeah,
like
it becomes really big in Shrek later on.
Yeah, it's like no one saw Anastasia because John Cusack was in it. I mean, maybe I did it at 8. I was like, John.
Well, speaking of voices, we got to talk about the diva herself, Mike Myers.
Yeah, so the production of this movie is pretty wild in case no one knows about it. It was like in production hell for like literally like 10 years or something crazy like that.
Insanity.
And Mike Myers replaced Chris Farley, who died during the production of the movie. And I think he did 80% of the movie.
That's crazy.
And then Mike Myers did the whole movie again. And then he was like, actually, bitch, I just realized that I should do my Scottish accent because it's like really personal to me because I'm Mike Myers. And we're going to redo the entire movie all over again. It cost like $4 million.
What a lunatic.
Like, honestly, that's kind of gay to me. But I really, like, that's very like Joan, like Crawford, like Betty Davis realness. That's very like, actually, I could do this better. We're redoing the whole movie.
That is whenever I used to do game show, I used to I would like change games like mid show, just like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. We're going to do a different game that I've not prepared anyone for. Just because I love having control.
Right. And Mike Myers clearly loves having control because if you've looked up the wikis for Wayne's World, Austin Powers, any of the projects he's been in, and then notice that he's kind of gone from the cultural conversation. There's a reason why, people. He didn't just take a break, y'all. So I love that. I also think it's really funny that apparently people were working on, I think it was Prince of Egypt.
Yes.
People were working on Prince of Egypt, and if you like did shitty or you like fucked up really bad, they would Shrek you, is what they called it. They would send you to Shrek's animation team. So basically everyone that worked on Shrek was like fired from the Prince of Egypt and forced to work on this like crappy movie that they literally thought wasn't going to go anywhere.
I love the song from Prince of Egypt. That's Whitney and Mariah.
Oh my God. That is like literally one of the greatest ballads of all time, Dylan.
Incredible.
Oh my God. If you believe. Oh my God.
Oh
so
my
good.
God. I'm so glad that ballads are coming back.
It's really interesting. I think the movie, it's like actually kind of a miracle that it even works at all and that people like it and that it has a legacy. Because watching it, it's clearly that there's like 5 million different things going on and somehow it works. It's like simultaneously like poorly animated and they clearly didn't put a lot of work into it. And then it's like funny and then it's also trying to be like have a deep kind of like quality about like loving yourself and your own skin. It has fairy tale references. It's crude. It's got sex humor. It's got references to like the Matrix. It's like, what?
Oh my God. That's like that's the worst is the slow-mo. God. But the thing, so we talking about how we don't like this movie. This movie was incredibly well received. It premiered in competition at the Cannes International Film Festival.
And we're not talking like Directors Fortnite, bitch. We're not talking about like
this is in a certain regard.
We're talking fucking Palme d'Or competition.
This is a competition of films around the entire globe. Thousands of movies enter. And like 20 are selected. Yeah. It was chosen. It played alongside in competition Mulholland Drive and The Piano Teacher.
And there you have it, because those are like 2 classic gay movies in my mind. Yes. And it's like, this is like, we were talking about The Pivot, and there's The Pivot right there.
There's The Pivot.
I mean, Shrek didn't win. Wait, what won?
No, it was this Italian movie that's like the Good Boy or something like that.
Oh, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it's nothing that lasted.
Can you imagine here, like, just picture this.
Yeah.
Isabelle Huppert is at the Shrek premiere at Cannes. And she, in the audience, sits through a badly animated ogre farting to Smash Mouth. Is that not art?
I want to imagine, I wish it was in 3D, but I want Isabelle Huppert to take off her glasses, put on these Shrek 3D glasses, and drink like a Pepsi.
Oh my God. Do you think Isabelle Huppert has ever drank a Pepsi before?
She does not know what soda is.
She has never seen a soda.
Never seen a soda. She drinks flat water and calls it that.
At room temperature.
At room temperature. And I swear to God, if there's an ice cube in it, Isabelle Huppert.
Oh,
can we get a what in the chat for Isabelle Huppert?
Oh my God. I'm just imagining all these like French critics and like fucking like David Lynch, like being like, oh, let's go see this Shrek. It was the first animated movie to be in competition for the Palme d'Or, I think since like the 50s or something.
Yeah, since like Peter Pan.
It was Peter Pan, which is like a lesser Disney film, let's be honest.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to make you very upset by telling you who the jury was this year. Imagine these two people having to watch Shrek.
Okay.
They wake up in the morning, they go see Shrek. And then immediately after that,
because it's always at like, it's like 10 a.m.
Yeah, 10 a.m. They're waking up 10 a.m. to see Shrek. Then they go to see Mulholland Drive. And then they close that night out with Piano Teacher. And they go home and stare at themselves in the mirror for 8 hours.
And say, who are you?
Who are you? So among there's Julia Ormond, iconic. Mm-hmm. Let's see, Terry Gilliam. I can see Terry Gilliam
I feel like Terry Gilliam.
I bet he voted for him. Yeah. Edward Yang, the guy who did Yee.
Okay, picturing Edward Yang watching Shrek is actually comedy.
Actual comedy. But like, the two that are the funniest.
Can you imagine making Yee and then watching Shrek?
Nightmare. Not the president, but Charlotte Gainsbourg.
Oh my God. Jury. I could see Charlotte Gainsbourg being a little like, I loved it personally.
I thought it was great.
I loved it.
I thought it was great. But the jury president, Mama.
Who is she?
It was Liv Ullmann.
Stop. Scandinavian legend Liv Ullmann.
Yes, iconic legend Liv Ullmann. Rest in peace. Wait, no, she's still alive.
No, she's still alive.
She's still alive. Yes, Liv Ullmann.
Girl.
Isn't it? It's awful. They made Liv Ullmann watch Shrek.
I bet Liv Ullmann liked it though. I bet Liv Ullmann was like, oh, I see references to Swedish fairy tales in this.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, this is very Bergman.
It's very Bergman-esque film, Shrek.
My one minorist complaint, but big complaint, is why is Robin Hood French? I know it's Vincent Castle, but...
Yeah, isn't Robin Hood English?
Robin Hood is like very famously English.
Why do they make him French? You know what? While I was watching the movie this time, I literally was thinking, 2001, anti-French sentiment was pretty big in the States around that time.
Oh yeah, let's make him effeminate and a bully.
And French. It's like they said faggot and French, same thing. In 2001.
Starts with F. They were like faggot, F-A-G-G-E-T-T.
Would you like a faggot?
Took a faggot? We got one right here.
Oh, man.
His name is Vincent Castle.
But also, Vincent Castle did the voice, and I truly thought it was someone doing a bad French accent. And he's actually French. So that's
his voice. Let's talk about Vincent Castle. No, I love Vincent Castle.
I would love to talk about Vincent Castle, but
he's iconic and Black Swan.
We are on topic here. We're talking about Shrek today.
Talking about Shrek. We are not going to talk about Black Swan at all.
We already did that before we came.
Yeah, we've recorded like 30 minutes of just loose audio to talk about Black Swan. Great movie. I need it on Blu-ray. Criterion when?
Yeah, honestly, Darren Aronofsky collection on Criterion.
Barbara, could you imagine Mother in Criterion?
Oh my God, honestly, Mother deserves to be in Criterion.
Mother 3-disc Blu-ray when?
Yeah. Make it happen, Criterion.
Make it happen. If you haven't seen Mother, as soon as this podcast is over, please go watch Mother. It will make your life noticeably better.
Ruin your life.
Yes, it will. You ever want to see Kristen Wiig shoot a bunch of refugees in the head? You got a movie for you.
That's such a spoiler. That's such a spoiler, Dylan. You're so bad about that.
Sorry. By the time you get to that point in the movie, you've forgotten everything in your head. You've forgotten all thoughts.
True, you're right.
True. We're losing listeners. Okay, but let's move on to specifically why do straight people like this movie?
I feel like straight people like this movie because it lacks whimsy.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing whimsical about Shrek. It shits on whimsy. It thinks that anything fantastical and fairy tale-esque is stupid and should be taken fun of. And I feel like straight people love that shit because let's be real, fairy tales are pretty faggy.
Yeah, they are. Come on. I mean, fairy tales are awesome. The thing about it sucks that it's just like they don't dive deep enough into, like, I understand because it is like a kid's movie. They don't dive deep enough that they're like kind of doing a, sort of apartheid sort of situation, putting him into, I mean, that's what the movie is. They're putting him into like camps.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand why he's doing it.
No, I was kind of waiting for that. He never explains why he hates fairy tale characters.
No.
And it's really clumsy. And we're just supposed to kind of like go along with it. And he's clearly gay, but then he's like not. He's like sipping on his martini in his like little skinny bed, watching like Fiona in his like little mirror. And I'm like, I don't buy this.
No.
He is a short closeted gay.
Yes, ma'am. Well, the thing he's also like, I need to be king. I'm only Lord, but it's like clearly like you have all the same powers as king.
Yeah, like, you literally own your own kingdom. And it's huge.
What do you want?
Like, I don't get it.
It's just like a title thing. Just like make yourself king.
But that's the thing is that's why it's such a straight movie, because I feel like straight people like are probably listening to us right now and going like, well, yeah, he wants to be the king. Like,
he wants to be the king.
He wants to be the king. Like, obviously, like, why would he want to be more powerful? I don't know.
You were talking about how all animated movies are gay, and so I'm assuming that means The Lion King. And in The Lion King, he says, "I just can't wait to be king." Same thing.
Yeah. So is The Lion King straight or gay? Also, like,
it's gay because it's based off a play.
Oh my God, you're so right. The movie based on a play is gay.
Yeah.
Gotta write that down on our list.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't have that. Although, like, I'm trying to think of a straight play. Are there straight plays? Martin McDonough plays?
Kind of straight.
Yeah, Arthur Miller is straight.
But The Crucible's gay because it's
like
women wailing for 2 hours. Love it.
Yes. Fuck, I love The Crucible so much. Let's just like make a reason to talk about The Crucible. That'd be so fucking stupid if we did like the next episode's Crucible. Like, we're not going to do like
the Daniel
Fast and Furious.
Yeah. The Winona Ryder.
We're doing The Crucible.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like the movie makes zero sense.
Yes.
I feel like it's really hard to not compare it to The Princess Bride. But a really great straight people movie.
That's a good straight people movie.
That's a great straight people movie. Because I feel like it really is in debt to The Princess Bride in terms of being like a meta self-referential comedy for children.
Yeah, but nothing in The Princess Bride is annoying.
Right, everything in The Princess Bride feels really sincere, and I feel like with The Princess Bride, you get a sense that the creators like actually love like this style of storytelling.
Yes,
and they love like fantasy. And I feel like Shrek hates it.
Yeah, that's what I don't. I feel like that happened a lot in the 2000s of like people like that is like the rise of like ironically liking stuff and like doing things that you hate, and it's like, no, I just want to see shit that you like love. I mean, that's why Paddington's so good, because it's just like,
right. I feel like people are so excited about Paddington because it's like, oh my God, like a kid's movie that like doesn't hate its viewer for seeing this movie.
Like, I'm trying to think of like are there any good movies that like hate their audience?
No. I feel like Michael Haneke hates.
Yeah, Michael Haneke, he just hates everyone, girl. He's an equal opportunity offender.
Yeah, right. Like he hates the audience. I feel like there's film. Okay. But I feel like it's a little misguided for an animated children's movie.
Exactly. Like, you want to have a good time at the movies. You don't want to be like, you don't want to like people get mad.
Right. And that's, I think they dress up the hate with like the poop and the farts and like the butts.
Yep.
And it's like, literally every time it happened, I was like, but this isn't funny. Like, I'm not trying to be like, like prissy, like poop jokes.
I don't poop. Fart.
Mike Myers is in and made Austin Powers. I think the Austin Powers movies are very funny.
Incredible.
I love them. And there's plenty of like poop jokes in those. And I think they're very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But these are like cheap. And the animation is gross for it.
It's so like, gross.
The part where Shrek is showering in mud literally made me gag.
It's like, so disgusting. It's like, yeah, it's like I think this is around the same time. Remember those that like ketchup that was like purple?
Oh my God, right? Like the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. Like, eat green ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? It just came to my mind. I feel like straight people, and whenever we say straight people, I feel like two
Which
things.
Is rare.
Rare. We never say straight people. We don't want to. No, I feel like people associate it with us not liking something. We don't like this movie, but it's not because it's a straight person movie. We don't like the movie. I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, no. Okay. But another straight people, I think when people think straight people, they think kind of older, whereas like this movie is straight because its fans are younger.
Right.
And it's this sort of similar thing. I feel like there's like this movie, like Cat in the Hat, and like Bee Movie are these like three like early to mid 2000s like animated kids movies that have this like weird life in like ironic TikTok for 19-year-olds.
Totally. It's like 100 gex kind of shit.
Yes.
Like Shrek reigns above them all. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like It's like, you know, when like the Zoomers came along and were like, actually, corn is good.
Yeah.
And we were all
the fucking Fader piece that was about like, we need to talk about the influence and the amazingness of corn. It's like, girl.
Right. It's like, it was simultaneously a good and a bad thing, because it's like I do agree, like there's something to like about shit like corn and like Incubus and like Limp Bizkit and shit, and like, but it's not
Elliott Smith, girl.
It's like almost so ironic that it becomes sincere again, and I find that like weirdly off-putting. And I do think that Shrek is part of that repertoire. I feel like younger, like Zoomers, have actually really co-opted Shrek from millennials, which is, even though it's technically like a millennial kids movie.
Yeah, I was 10.
Very like, no, Shrek is a masterpiece, and I feel like they're just doing it to be like contrarian and weird.
All the gays that I think I talked about it before, the gays that are like, the fairy godmother, the second one, like she's a gay icon legend.
Right. Well, we literally just did that.
We literally just did that. You're right.
But no, I mean, like, for example, like my partner like loves the movie, and he's probably going to be very upset when he listens to this, because he like loves Shrek. And it's interesting. It goes back to what I was saying earlier about like, I feel like millennials, and I guess Zoomers too, are really precious about the things they liked when they were kids.
Yeah, you don't have to.
And it's like, we can like shit on Shrek, but also still be like, but I wasn't like mad I watched Shrek.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was an hour and a half.
Yeah,
I laughed.
So first off, it was an hour and a half. So that's how you know it's good in my book.
If you've listened to the podcast the past few episodes, you know that we've somehow have only watched long ass movies for the past like 5 episodes. This movie being 100 minutes. We love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shrek.
Thank you, Shrek. But not only is this movie straight, there is some gay things about this movie.
Totally.
Yeah.
A couple of things.
There's a couple. Usually we have a list. This one is 2. We each put one. There's not a lot. It was
tough because it's like you want like Lord Farquaad to be gay, but then they like fuck that all up.
Yeah, he's not like
make him like Scar, bitch.
Yes, make him like Jafar, Ursula. I feel like those are the, remember like 4 or 5 years ago, whenever like all those pieces in like out.com or whatever were like the problematic history of Disney villains.
Right, it's like problematic, girl. I feel like
I'm seen on screen.
Them.
Yes.
They're evil and cruel because the world is shit on them. And then they lose because we lose. It's like, I'm just seeing my life in front of me. Like,
yes.
You don't need to lie to me.
Look, have I ever been Ursula? I've liked her because I have been jealous of skinny bitches that can sing.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
That's like her whole existence.
That's her whole existence. You know, whenever you go see someone like karaoke, unironically do Celine Dion and they're good.
Yeah.
I want to slash their tires.
And Scar like hates his like more successful brother. Like that's like gay canon.
Yeah. Jafar is just trying to get a fancy lamp with his muscle daddy that lives inside of it.
But no one's letting him have it.
And he has
also
parrots.
Totally wanted to bang Aladdin.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Also, Aladdin's so hot.
Dude, Aladdin by far was the one I wanted to bang the most when I was like 9.
Oh, I wanted to fuck Robin Hood.
Oh my God, like the Fox Robin Hood?
Yes, I am one of those.
I mean, he was cute.
He's cute. Also the bear. But that's for Dylan.
The bear.
You know, I love the bear.
Like the bear.
Love the bear.
Yeah, gay things about this movie. I think the dragon is gay. Almost gay.
She's almost there.
Because she's like delusional.
Mm-hmm.
She gets upset very easily when she realizes that this guy that she's like into doesn't like her back, which is like very gay. But the fact that they end up together at the end like kind of fucks that all up. Because it's like, the donkey like is able to like see past the fact that she's like a dragon and it's like interspecies or whatever.
Yep.
And he's like, you know what? Actually, we can make this work. And like that doesn't happen to us in real life. You fall in love with a straight boy, they're like, no, absolutely not.
No, you know what happens to us? Have you ever seen Paranorman?
Have you seen Paranorman?
Y'all seen Paranorman?
Have y'all seen Paranorman?
That's how I walk out doing stand-up for the first time in a year and a half. Y'all seen Paranorman? Okay, I don't want to spoil Paranorman. Never mind.
But Paranorman does have a very iconic ending.
It's a very iconic ending that is incredibly gay. Also, they use Little Ghost with the White Stripes, a top 5 White Stripes song.
That is one of their best songs.
Good.
Get Behind Me, Satan's their best album.
It's their best album. Incredible. Eric from The Little Mermaid, Mama. Yes, she is also hot. Looking at the chat. The other gay thing in this movie is the little marionettes sing Welcome to Duloc.
That is by far one of the funniest parts.
That's one of the funniest scenes when they all. That's like my only butt joke in the movie that I like, when they like
that.
Don't make waves, my face.
Proper,
perfect. Because it's subversive. It's subverting the butt joke.
It is subversing the butt joke, and also,
subversion is gay.
Subversion is gay. Meta-ness is straight. Subversion is gay.
Yes.
Because meta-ness is very like in your face, like, haha, look how smart we are. We're making a reference to something.
That's fucking Family Guy, which is also around this time.
Right. But subversion is when you're just like sneaking it in there.
You're thinking in there, hey. Subversion is,
like the Love Witch, subversive.
Love it, subversive. That scene in Batman and Robin when Uma Thurman comes out like she's in Blonde Venus, subversive.
Right. Like Joel. Rest in peace, baby. Joel.
I know he's in hell. You know he's in hell.
Batman and Robin is truly the only purely gay superhero movie.
Correct.
Do not say X-Men 2 in the chat, guys.
No. Do not say it.
Don't say it.
I know you want to.
But no, it's really Batman and Robin.
It's really Batman and Robin.
It's the showgirls of superhero movies. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
But yeah, there's not a lot of gay things about this movie.
Nope.
I think it's kind of gay that they did more, like they worked harder on the animation for Fiona as an ogre than as a human being. Because as a human being, she looks very unfinished.
Yeah, she does.
I kind of can't like. She's like the face of someone in a dream. You're like, I can't.
Have you seen this, man?
Exactly. It's very bad. It's very bad.
Also in the chat, Li Shang from Mulan.
Oh, absolutely. I love that we've just like turned this episode into us talking about like the
cartoons you want to fuck,
characters that we want to fuck.
Yes. Li Shang can just hit me with his pole.
Li Shang is so hot.
Oh yeah. All right. We're getting close to the end of here. Let's go ahead and go to one of our final sections. We got a gay recommendations corner. I fuck it up every week. I can never say
recommendation quantum.
Here, you're gonna keep it in for the live broad. I will edit this out for the podcast.
Oh, guys, you're gonna see some behind the scenes.
And now we're out to our favorite recommendation corner. Fuck,
girl, favorite recommendation corner. Girl, what the fuck was that shit?
Let's try it again. Hi, and now we're to our favorite segment of the week, our gay recommendation corner, where we recommend a movie that's a little gayer than the one we just watched.
You got it. You nailed it.
Got it. I'm keeping all of that in. This is hard because movies that are like Shrek are straight and it's hard to be like that. So I just put one of my other subversive fairy tale movies, and that's Ever After.
I think that Ever After fits.
Ever After is great.
I think it leans more into like straight girl movies, which we've done also on the pod. We did The Great Gatsby and Titanic.
Yes.
So we recognize there's a delineation between different kinds of straight people movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's an argument to be made about Ever After being gay.
Drew Barrymore, Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston's in it, so I feel like that really pushes it into gay.
That pushes it. Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of like a little off kilter, but just reading fairy tales, like actual fairy tales, is like better than Shrek. Like it's instead of like watching any of the Disney movies, just like sit down with a Hans Christian Andersen, collection.
Yeah.
And that's gay. If someone catches you doing that in public, not only are they going to think you're a fag, but they're probably also going to think you're a loser too.
They're going to bully you. And like we said last week, there should be more bullying.
And we also are very pro bullying.
We are a pro bullying podcast.
Get your ass to like a fucking cute coffee shop where everyone's reading like J.D. Salinger and just pull out your do it. Make a scene.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like I it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but Ella Enchanted?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I mean, Anne Hathaway, Annie. Gay. She's incredibly gay. That meme of her, it's that meme of the, are you wearing the whatever from Devil Wears Prada, and she's wearing the Target Pride suit. Have you seen that?
No.
So have you seen that meme where it's like, she's walking out into the office and it's like, Emily Blunt's like, are you wearing the, and Anna Hathaway goes like, yes, I'm wearing whatever from the season, whatever. Never mind. I'm explaining it.
No, you're painting the picture. It's just not.
It's fine. You're good.
There.
Ella Enchanted.
Ella Enchanted. Anne Hathaway. Carrie Elwes.
Yes. Carrie Elwes.
Those are the only people I remember from that movie.
Yes.
There's pop music in the soundtrack. Am I like just totally I think I'm making this movie up. Is this movie?
Isn't that, no, Princess Diaries is where Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson's from, right? I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly.
Is Elle Enchanted a movie I just made up?
No, Elle Enchanted is real. Isn't it the whole thing is that she can't like talk or something? I read the
book because
and Ella Enchanted, yeah, it was real.
Hugh Dancy's in it. He's so hot.
I love Hugh Dancy. Vivica A. Fox is in this movie?
Joanna Lumley is in it. Gay. Okay.
Gay.
I did such a great
gay.
Okay, everybody, let's all, you know what? Fuck Shrek. I don't care if it was in the registry. It was added into the registry last year.
I hate
for being culture. But here it is culturally significant.
It is. And culture is bad.
Yeah, culture is bad and should be stopped at all costs. Joanna Lumley is in Ella Enchanted. Everyone, let's all do an Ella Enchanted watch party together.
Yes. And maybe can we get a what in the chat for Joanna Lumley?
Ella Enchanted. Let's bring it back into the zeitgeist.
Yes.
I think it deserves a second chance.
Correct.
Oh, is it a little too feminine for you?
Is that?
Oh.
Is that?
Oh. Or is it just bad? I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We'll find out together. That'd be fun. We should do it on Twitch or something. Just like a watch along.
A live watch party of Ella Enchanted.
That's actually how we end every episode. Is we just stop talking about it and be like, what should we do next?
Right.
But
we usually cut it all out, but we're not cutting it out this time. So
we're keeping this. This is live.
Plans. This is live. Also, I just want to take a second. This is our 20th episode.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I just think that's really exciting.
It's so exciting.
I feel like it's a really cool milestone for us because it's oh my God, what are we going to do next?
Yeah. It's I feel like when people start podcasts, they do it for 10 episodes, me, and then they give up. But we love it. We love doing it every week. It's one of my favorite things to do every week. And
me too.
Yeah,
and
it's fun.
I've been having some audio issues recently, but girl, we're getting them fixed.
We're getting it fixed.
Bitch.
We're going down to O'Reilly and we're getting it fixed.
Yes, honey. And who knows, maybe I'll even re-record some of my shit.
Maybe. Oh yeah, this is Kirk's version.
The Kirk. Oh my God, I would love that. The Social Network, Kirk's version. And it's oh my God, I love this movie so much.
It would be, I'm just imagining you're up to 4 a.m. just trying to sync the audio right.
I'm it's just I just gotta pitch my voice correctly. Jesse Eisenberg.
Fuck. I cannot wait for Red, Taylor's version.
Same.
Can't wait.
I mean, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, but I'm excited about it.
I'm excited about it. Yeah.
I think it's cool, and she's trailblazing.
Yeah, she is. Who do you want to see do a version of next?
Of what?
Of an album.
Oh, of any album of all time? I don't know. I'm trying to think of an album that maybe kind of flopped, but deserves a second chance. Maybe Kylie should do a Kylie's version of Impossible Princess.
There we go. That's that's actually the answer.
That's the only correct answer.
Yes. Well, this was so much fun. We got to wrap up here real soon. Once again, my name is Dylan Garcia. You can follow me on Twitter at Dylan Garcia, Instagram at Garseed, and Letterboxd at Garseed.
And my name is Kirk Van Sickle, and you can find me on Letterboxd. Please follow me on Letterboxd.
Yes.
Oh my God. I need to find more people on Letterboxd. And my username is KRKVNSCKLE. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well, but I don't care as much about those. Letterboxd for sure.
Let's just keep thanking people until they kick us off.